Let's bring in the Fox News political insiders. Pat Caddell, a former pollster for President Jimmy Carter and Fox News contributor, joining us live from beautiful Charleston, South Carolina. And here at home base, John LeBoutelier, former Republican congressman for New York, Doug Schoen, former pollster and President Bill Clinton's pollster, I should say, and Fox News contributor and friend of Hillary Clinton through her Senate campaign in New York, as we established in the A block. Pat, I'm going to come to you first with this announcement about the Clinton Foundation. Is that necessary?
Well, if she was going to do it, I would have done it a long time ago, because she has already invited the scrutiny, and simply now jumping off doesn't solve the problem of the money she took from all of those countries. And while she was Secretary of State and the deal's being done, all of that is still wide open to be discussed. And all it does is actually, in my opinion, bring it to the fore some more. But I do have to say that announcement was about the worst thing I've ever seen.
Really?
I swear to God, I thought it was one of those ads they keep running, you know, for BP or something, the beginning of it, because it took so long to get to her. And then when she does it, it's disconnected. I'm sorry. Her problem is, what does she believe in and what is her vision? And that stuff just looked, I thought, terrible.
So, but the counter argument to that might be, well, it's just an announcement, John. I mean, should we expect the announcement to have much more than just, I want to run?
I would expect the announcement to be the most dynamic beginning of a campaign with a theme that you're going to run on repeatedly. This is your chance to reintroduce yourself to America. And the problem with Hillary is she doesn't stand for anything. She's all over the map. It's different every time. It's not going to change. Her staff's the same way. She is a committee of people, so one guy says we're going to do this, she listens to that. Then Mandy Grunwald says this, so she listens to that. It's hopeless.
Yeah, you know what? I'm writing down a name, and I'll get to this in a minute. Mook's Mafia. Rob Mook and her camp and this whole email thing. I'm just writing that down as a memory for myself. All right, so juxtapose this, if you will, with Senator Ted Cruz. Liberty University, huge crowd, big spiritually led message, motivational, talked about all sorts of things.
Sure.
Right? And then you have this on tape. I mean, does it matter if it's live?
Well, it doesn't matter if you're the front runner with the endorsement of the President of the United States, as Hillary Clinton appears to have, and no real opponents. Ted Cruz is facing a situation where he has what, John, 18?
12? Well, whatever it is.
Whatever number of opponents. So he needed to make a point. Now, he had a successful announcement. The polls have shown it. And Harris, with $31 million from super PACs, he's poised to make a real impact.
All right, a couple things. Remember when President Obama just more recently said that we needed somebody in this country who had new car smell? And you had said, no, that would not be Hillary Clinton. I remember you said that.
I did.
He also said this about likability. Can we watch it? This was a while ago.
This will be new.
She is my friend. I think she would be an excellent president. I'm confident that she will be very clear about her vision for the country moving forward.
All right, so that was yesterday in Panama, and we know, in what I thought we were going to go to there, but we know that he said some years ago.
Though.
Oh, wait, I heard his voice. Let's watch it. Okay. Well, we'll move on. Only I'm hearing it. But the president had said that she was likable enough.
Right.
Your thoughts?
Well, that was in a campaign. He made that very clear that she was challenged in her likability. Obama was obviously a compelling new figure in 2008. But right now, he did exactly what the Clintons would have asked him to do. He said she will articulate a vision and that she'll make an excellent president. Candidly, Harris, and let me be very clear about this, she and Bill Clinton could not have expected anything more from the President of the United States the day before she announced her candidacy. Huge, huge positive.
And the flip side of that, Doug and Harris and Pat, is that she now cannot really escape the good or the bad of Obama. If this Iran nuke deal, which we've got to get to, is the central issue outside the campaign right now, it's Obama's deal. Hillary endorsed the talks as they were going on. She can't now, in my view, separate herself from the president on this Iran nuke deal. She's going to be running for the third Obama term now. And will the country, they rarely go for 3 terms.
Announcement was her attempt to be different.
Let's, Pat, go ahead.
Thank you. Look, I want to say a couple things. One is, I believe that in the end of her campaign last time, people forgot when she was behind, she really came out and fought and was a much more compelling candidate. She needed to have a real announcement speech to show that she's fighting for something. She is back into that cautious, phase she was in the beginning of her campaign. And to this point, I agree. She is going to have to defend everything. In her book, she tried to separate herself. And as she becomes Obama's third term, she ends up not being the candidate of the future. And so, yes, he endorsed her, but right now, she doesn't got a lot of competition in the Democratic Party, and she will not be able to get rid of the push from the left.
I want to push one more question before we get a break here, and I want to ask you, Pat. Governor Martin O'Malley is thinking of getting in. Senator Bernie Sanders, we're told, might be getting in. Your thoughts?
Well, I think that somebody should get in. I think she's very weak, and we have a long, long way to go. She has, yes, Democrats like her, but they're getting a little nervous given the numbers that keep showing that she has trustworthy problems. You got Jim Webb, who raised that problem yesterday. They don't look like much now, but inside the Democratic Party they could. And look, if Elizabeth Warren had the courage of her convictions rather than her ambitions, she would run now when the Democrats want her, and Hillary would be in deep trouble. We're many, many months from this, and it will still be open.
You know, the video seemed to talk solely about the economy. We know that people will vote with their pocketbooks, but foreign policy is also an issue on the table. You alluded to it. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But I'm looking at Fox News polling most recently on the economy. Best describing feelings about the economy, nervous, 55% now.
Well, it's
confident, 39%.
The confident number is coming up. The nervous number is coming down. That's good news for Hillary, but she tried to speak to people's economic insecurity in the video to do what Pat was alluding to, Trump Elizabeth Warren, by talking about economic insecurity.
55% is still a huge gap.
It is, but it's down to 16 points from where it had been 40 or 50 before.
Would you say it's important that she gets specific while she's on the ground in Iowa?
I don't think she will, and I don't think she should, because it's the start of a campaign. She has no opposition. She can pace herself.
You keep saying that. She has no opposition. My goodness.
She doesn't.
I'll give you one
for
right
the Democratic nomination.
On Tuesday, when she hits Iowa, some reporter's got to go up there and say, Mrs. Clinton, you were a U.S. Senator and Secretary of State. How would you vote on the Corker bill if you were still in the Senate? And she's got to answer that thing.
Which would give the Senate clear oversight over the Iran treaty.
Exactly. And I want to hear what she would say on that.
I need to get you a ticket for Iowa, because I don't have a whole lot of confidence that that might happen. I want you to fly there and ask.
Why don't you go out there and ask her?
You know
what?
I
just say
might.
No to you.
I just might.
Okay.
All right, we're coming right back. Hillary Clinton working to rebrand herself. We're talking all about it right now because it was breaking news here on the Fox News channel as Republican Senator Marco Rubio prepares to announce his campaign tomorrow. So what is the Republican strategy now that Clinton's officially in the race? The Fox News political insiders are back. And remember, we love it when you chime in and tune in. Hit us up on our Fox News social media pages, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We'll be right back.